from Kangasauna. How are you doing, Jim? Jim Cuddy from Blue Rodeo.
Very mellow, very mellow.
Very mellow, I bet. Kangasauna is a great place.
It is. It's fantastic.
Great way to start off your show tonight.
Absolutely.
You guys have been together as Blue Rodeo for almost 3 decades now. What's touring like? Has it changed?
Well, it's changed a little bit. I mean, we don't, you know, we're pretty much focused on playing music and whatever needs to happen to make sure we're in good shape for the stage. It's nice having my son on the road with us because the Devin Cuddy Band's opening, and so that's a nice camaraderie. You know, it's a little bit like getting a puppy for an old dog. You know, all these guys, they go out, they did a gig last night. Well, that's nothing. I have to do all this travel. They did a gig in Winnipeg after our show, so they're doing that. Sometimes we go see them, but so it's nice. The tour has a lot of life. It's a long show. You know, he does a set, we do a set of just our new record, then we do a set of greatest hits. So it's a good long night of music and feels very satisfying at the end.
You kind of feel for him in a way, knowing that you've been on the road for 30 years.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's all part of
I mean,
it.
you know, look, they're having a good time, and it's always nice when you hook up with a bigger band because you get fed better. You know, it's nice venues, and the audiences are very, very. They really like Devin's band, so it's all good. The only downside is you have to drive yourself, and some of those drives are tough. Like we do them overnight on a bus, so you know, 700 kilometers is not a big deal to us. It's a big deal to them. Devin chose music school after high school, and that was, you know, basically his whole grade 12 year was geared towards getting into music school. So I don't know that I knew what he was going to do because he's very self-determining, and he doesn't. He didn't ask my advice or anything like that, and then I didn't realize that. Well, I didn't know what he'd do when he came out. I thought he'd be a jazzer. He went to jazz school, you know, and came out, and all of a sudden he was starting to play solo. And I was like, what are all these songs? He said, they're my songs. When did you write them? You live in our house. We have a piano. How did I not know? But he just, you know, just very much determined his own way.
So many words I should have said. Spent all night trying to forget the ones I did. This road is a thorn, a river of regret.
2012, inducted in the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. You're writing music. You have your new album, In Our Nature. How's the songwriting process changed? Is there more pressure now that you are inducted in the Canadian Music Hall of Fame?
Oh, I never thought of that. You know, I think there's always pressure to try to write good songs, and I don't approach it any differently than I did years and years ago. I just sort of isolate myself, start writing, and I just keep honing until I'm happy enough to take it to the band. I mean, you take it to the band is a bit of a gauntlet right away, you know, because they're critical in their own way.
Your good friend Greg, you've been friends since high school and the band together. Is he more critical about your songs than the other band members, or?
Well, I mean, Greg would be the one to please, you know, because he's my songwriting partner. So we sort of bring it to each other. But I don't think, you know, we're sort of past the point where we say, that's a crap song, or this is a good song. Right. You know, you try to sort of find the value in every song, and then it becomes how the band, how they contribute. So and you can always tell whether if they find it interesting, they're all in there making suggestions. If they don't find it particularly interesting, they're a little more laissez-faire, but yeah, okay, sure. And then you kind of know.